Today, we're going to be taking a look back into the past and take a look at MKLeo's first tier list. Was he ahead of his time or did he get everything wrong? I guess we should start at the bottom. Rosalina, still pretty bad. The only real thing Rosalina is going for her is Luma, I guess. The only real notable player I would say is the boss, but most of his results have been with like Olimar. Kirby, still pretty bad. I feel like I never see this character in like top 32 at any tournament. Maybe top 64 every now and then, but it's super rare. Lil Mac, he's a little bad, but like he has Kill Punch, he has Peanut. There's probably some insane Japanese Lil Mac out there. But yeah, overall, I'd say Lil Mac is probably placed around where he should be, which is like towards the bottom of the tier list. Bowser Jr. was mad underrated by everyone. Bowser Jr. has some mad combos with like upper strings, and he can confirm it from like both side B and grab, but he is pretty lacking in neutral, and nobody knew those combos on release. So I see why Bowser Jr. is all the way down there, but he should be higher. Duck Hunt, pretty bad character. I know Right though was doing some work at the start of Ultimate, so you'd usually see people place Duck Hunt a little bit higher than this, but I guess MKLeo is just too smart and he knew the character was bad. Now the tier above, Sheik, she could be high tier, but yeah, definitely not as easy to play as in Smash 4, so I see why she's that low. Captain Falcon, also not as good as in Smash 4, so I see why he's down there. Jigglypuff is pretty bad, right? But then again, there's no real bad character in this game. Compared to other characters, Jigglypuff is pretty lacking. Ice Climbers are always super weak in the early meta, so it makes sense that they're this low. And they haven't even gotten that far yet. Pit and Dark Pit? Have they gotten buffed at all? I don't know, I feel like they're a little bit low. They're not like extremely good, but they should be like in the middle of the pack, I feel. Samus and Dark Samus, definitely too low. That character is busted. Ryu and Ken, I don't know why they're together. Why is Ryu and Ken right next to each other? They're not even close to being the same character. He feels so like different from Ryu that I feel like he shouldn't even be an Echo Fighter, honestly. Isabelle is more similar to Villager than Ken is to Ryu, so Ken definitely should be a little bit higher, and Ryu as well. Ness, definitely too low. Ness is always super strong in the early meta, so I'm really surprised that Ness isn't way higher. Yeah, I don't even think Ness is that bad today. You should probably be like mid-tier. DDD is pretty bad. That placement is pretty good. Isabelle, the only real notable player for Isabelle that I can think of is Jaka. So yeah, Isabelle is probably pretty bad. Yeah, probably around the right place for that character. Sonic, however, Sonic should be way up there. Sonic should be like all the way up there. There's no way he's that low. Villager, also pretty bad. I agree that he should be down here somewhere. Like, I can't think of any notable Villager player, which is kind of sad. I miss Renai. Renai's Villager in Smash 4 was sick. Corn is too high. I know Corn has like good representation with Shattuck, but other than that, I don't really know. MKLeo did play Corn for a bit, but now he's stopped. But that guy can play any character and be good. I'm convinced that MKLeo could just pick up DDD and start beating people. All right, he's that good. He's that good. Bayonetta, I'd say Bayonetta is slightly underrated. People always say she's like bad, but I think she's about in the right spot here. Mewtwo is pretty underrated. People often put him towards like the bottom of the tier list, but I think this is a good spot. Meta Knight, the only recent representation I've seen of Meta Knight is like Abadango. He could be lower, honestly. TSS is a little too low. I know the meme about like, oh, CSS sucks, but let's be honest, she's actually pretty good. She's lacking a little bit. She's lacking like cohesion or something. I don't know, but she could be a little bit higher. Kinky Rule. K Rule was like an early meta character for sure. There were so many K Rules doing work in the early meta game. He's just fallen off a cliff because he was good in the early meta. He got nerfed, and on top of that, people learned how to play against him. So he just fell off a cliff, and now he's like one of the worst characters in the game. So he should not be there in the middle. Bowser, I'd say that's a good spot for Bowser. He's not like super good, but he's got shit. He's Bowser. He's super fast for no reason, and he hits like a truck. Good placement. Diddy Kong, honestly, on release, I think Diddy Kong was one of the worst characters in the game. So I don't blame MKLeo for putting him in here, but he should be higher up. Whenever a new Smash game releases, people are always like, oh, but Robin has all this stuff and this stuff. And then Robin just, I don't know, Robin just slowly falls down the tier list, and at the end, it's just a bottom tier. Every time. Ganondorf, definitively too high. Definitively too high. Don't get me wrong. He's way better than Smash 4 Ganon, but he has nothing to do in A tier, all right? He should not be there. One thing I do appreciate with this tier list is that it's only like A tier and B tier. MKLeo, he's too smart, bro. He already knew there were no bottom tiers in this game. There's no actual bad character. Young Link, I think Young Link's kind of underrated. Should be a little bit higher, but most people would probably place him around there currently anyway. So Probably a pretty good placement. Pac-Man is way too low, bro. Pac-Man is a sonar that like beats you the fuck up when you get close to him for no reason. He's training close quarters combat. Incineroar's a weird one. I feel like Incineroar was kind of an early meta character, but not to the same degree as K-Rool. It depends heavily on who you ask, I think. You would probably place Incineroar lower now. The only player I can think of is SkyJ, and he's considering dropping the character Casio now. So really, like, super okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's not bad. He's just okay. So I'd say that's a pretty good spot for him. Mr. Game & Watch, definitely too low. But to be fair, where did I get this pencil? To be fair, Game & Watch, everybody thought Game & Watch was shit on release. I remember distinctively that Meister was playing Game & Watch still, and everyone was like, why is Meister playing this character? It's so bad. Meister figured some stuff out, and then everybody was like, wait, this character is actually good. Dr. Mario definitely could be lower. I think it's one of the worst characters in the game. Unfortunately, he's just too slow. He struggles so much with range. Practically loses to any sword in the game. Lucas doesn't really have the results to back it up, but I think Lucas has the potential to be like high tier. I think Lucas could be higher up. Mega Man, probably around where I'd place Mega Man, yeah. Mega Man has some stuff, but he's like lacking in a lot of areas as well, so I see why he's there. Zelda, I feel like Zelda's just a Wi-Fi character. I don't think I can rate Zelda accurately, because this character is like, I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever seen a good Zelda, you know? Zelda could be good, but everybody who plays this character is an idiot, and they just do the same shit over and over again. I don't know if it's because of the character, but I just feel like it's... I honestly don't know where I'd place Zelda, so yeah. Wii Fit could... I don't know. Actually, I think this is a good place for Wii Fit. Heavy breathing is ridiculous. Heavy breathing, that's not what it's called. Deep breathing. Heavy breathing. It's in the right tier, I would say. Chrom, everybody thought Chrom was like super busted on release, but then we learned how to edgeguard him, and now he's fallen. Should probably just be a tier below, but I see why he's up there. Fox, pretty good placement. Fox is always good. He's always been good, and he always will be good, just because he's like fast and kills you early. Pichu, honestly, on release, I think Pichu might have been like the best character in the game. That character was literally ridiculous. The character would legitimately just sear to death you, or deal like 50% and then kill you. Absolutely ridiculous character. But then he got nerfed to the ground. Thank God. Actually, I wouldn't even put him way lower. He's still a solid character, in my opinion. I would just put him a tier below. Snake is good. I agree with that placement. Yeah. Snake should be around there. Olutena, also pretty good placement. Yeah. Pokemon Trainer, also pretty good placement. Like, those characters are like so obviously good that why would they be anywhere else, you know? Chuck is always like this mythical character that has so much potential because of Monado, you know? There's never anybody who like can tap into that potential like fully. But I think Shulk is good. I think Shulk is good, yeah. I would have him definitely in the same tier. Rob should be way higher, bro. Rob is so stupid. I'm actually impressed that MKLeo has him this high. Because most people had Robin like mid-tier at the start of Ultimate. The only real notable Rob player at the start was like Wadi, and he didn't even do any of the crazy combos that kill you at 0. And he still got like top 8. So yeah, the character's ridiculous, bro. And then people started doing the combos, and everybody was like, wait, hold on. This character's actually insane. But MKLeo has him pretty high already, so I'm impressed by that. Roy is super strong. Has been throughout the whole lifespan of the game. I don't see him going anywhere, so pretty good placement. Could be a little bit higher, but that's just me nitpicking. Pikachu, good placement. Actually, very good placement. Most people put Pikachu as like the best in the game. I've never truly been a believer in that. I think Pikachu isn't even top 5. A lot of people still put Pikachu in top 5. Yeah, pretty good placement, honestly. Marth, okay, I feel like Marth is underrated, but I would never place him this high. Like, he's good, but Lucina is definitely better. I mean, he has Lucina in top 5, so yeah, that makes sense. I would put him like a tier below, honestly. Greninja, nowadays I put Greninja a tier below here, but he was pretty good early meta. Wario, honestly, I put Wario a little bit higher, but it was kind of tough to see like his potential at the start of the game because he had no range. People weren't really used to his combos, but then Gluttony showed everybody how it's done and showed everybody that Wario has like an insane combo game. Ike is a strong early game character, like early meta character, but he's way worse now. It's just, he's so simple, and because he's so simple, the game plan against him becomes so simple that he's just not that great anymore. Cloud is pretty high here. People had Cloud generally lower, but Cloud could go a little bit higher, but a pretty good placement. Lucario is way off, though. Lucario is way off. Lucario should be like towards the bottom 10 or something. Wolf, pretty good placement on Wolf, I'd say. Yeah, he belongs with this group of character. I agree. Mario as well. They're both like obviously good characters. The Bowmans, they also suffer from early meta character syndrome. So they should be like bottom 10 as well. Yoshi, I'd say Yoshi's about in the right place. Could be a little bit higher. Luigi, also pretty good spot. That character It's not bad at all. A lot of people will tell you Luigi sucks, just don't get grabbed. Nah, bro, that character's ridiculous. Donkey Kong? Bro, what is Donkey Kong doing up there? He's gonna hurt himself. He needs to get down. That is not a good spot for Donkey Kong. Toon Link, also too high. I wouldn't put him as far down as Donkey Kong, but I'd definitely put him like a tier below. Okay, Falco is really weird. Because like, at the start, everybody was like, oh, Falco's super good. And then nobody got results with Falco. And then everybody was like, oh, Falco's really bad. And then people started getting results with Falco again. And now people are like, oh, Falco's pretty good. So I'd say this is a good spot for him. Peach and Daisy, I get. That character is ridiculous. Has always been. The only real reason Peach fell out of like top 5 for most people is because some Sora got banned. And there was no like super top level representation. But now we have like Mutaze and Ling. She's back in contention for top 5, I'd say. Olimar, I don't think anybody would say Olimar is top 5 now. But on release, he was ridiculous. Like he's gotten nerfed a lot. I see why he's up there, but nowadays he would definitely be like a tier below, maybe even 2 tiers. Lucina, way too high. Honestly, way too high. But it is a ridiculously simple character, so it makes sense that Lucina would be this high up. She also got nerfed, but yeah, I would put her a tier below. Inkling? Inkling is weird, because most Inkling players have stopped playing Inkling now. So it's kind of hard to say if it's like just the players getting bored of Inkling, because I hear a lot of people say Inkling is super boring. But probably still high tier. Unsure if I would put Inkling in A+ or A. And then we have Link. Link sort of sticks out like a sore thumb here, because I don't think anybody was saying Link was this good on release, other than MKLeo, which is kind of weird. But hey, I mean, adult Link is a solid character, but top 5, never. I don't think Link has ever been top 5. He shouldn't be there. I would probably put him 1 or 2 tiers lower. Overall, I'd say I'm pretty impressed with MKLeo's foresight on a lot of these characters. Obviously, he made a few blunders, but honestly, I'd give this tier list like an 8.5 out of 10. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.